Hi, and welcome to Ichabod's Cozy Corner. I'm sharing my journey of paying off over $100,000 in student loan debt while also enjoying life. So, if you are learning to budget, love books, cozy vibes, and just keeping it real, you're in the right place. So, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. Today, I want to share with you a couple of things that I have learned through this journey so far of working on paying off my very large student loan debt. One of those things being it's important to know what your daily interest is on your student loans. And also, if you are trying to pay more than your minimum payment, you need to turn off the advance my payment feature. I did not even know that this was a thing. And so, as I was working on trying to figure out how much of a monthly payment I was going to be able to afford, in addition to the minimum that's required, I actually learned that if you are making a payment that's larger than the minimum payment required, they're actually going to hold that extra and apply it towards the next month. And they basically just keep pushing out your due date and then applying that payment the next month. So, for example, if you owe $100 as a minimum payment in July, right? But you make a $200 payment, they're going to apply the $100 and then they're going to go ahead and take that extra $100 and they're going to hold that for August's payment. And then your next payment won't be due until September. So when August comes around, they're not going to withdraw a monthly payment. And so if you're not careful, when you're trying to make extra payments, it'll continue to just push out the auto payment. And right now, I want to be on auto pay because of the fact that they are offering the lowered interest rate. So it's like 1 full percentage point right now if you're on auto pay. But that also means that if I'm paying extra, like I really want my extra payments to actually go towards the principal of the loan. The other thing that I learned was the extra payments go towards your interest first. So you have to pay off your interest before the extra payments can apply towards the principal of your loans. In my situation, I only have one loan because I did consolidate my loans either, I want to say in like 2024. It was whenever the SAVE plan came out. And in order to be able to take advantage of the potential $10,000 of student loan forgiveness, you had to be on like specific plans. And in order for me to do that with my loans that I had to consolidate them. So I did that. I honestly don't know if that was the best decision, because I could have been trying to like pay off some of the smaller loan balances over time, and now everything is in one lump sum. But here nor there, can't go back, can't change it now. All we can do is move forward. So essentially my goal with this channel is to walk you through what I'm learning along this journey and what I'm doing to try and help pay off this very large student loan balance. I also want to continue to enjoy life. I don't believe that we need to just absolutely scorch the earth, do nothing, pay off this debt. It's going to take a while. And I am doing everything I can to learn about how I can pay it off in a quick manner, which I'm going to share along the way. But at the same time, life is short, and I think it's very important that you enjoy the moments that you have. It's just, I'm learning how to do that on a budget, right? So that I don't feel guilty and I can continue making progress towards my goals of paying off the student loans and getting a savings built up and putting money towards retirement and all of those things. But I have a feeling that I'm not the only one that struggles with this. Not just a feeling, I know I'm not the only one. I know there are plenty of people out there that struggle with large student loan balances, large credit card balances, things like that. And so when it comes to trying to figure out how do you pay that down, how do you change how you're spending money, it can be really intimidating. And so I just want to share my journey and share anything that I can along the way to help with this. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and do a screen share, and I'm going to go ahead and make myself minimal here, and I am going to kind of walk you through where to see these settings inside of your student loan portal. Sorry, words are hard sometimes. Um, with that being said, like, I don't know if it will be in the same spot if you don't have the same servicer. So, like, my loans are through Nelnet. And so I am essentially just going to kind of show you here where to go to kind of see the settings and the things that I was talking about. So, okay, we are going to jump in here to Nelnet first. And the first thing that I wanted to show you guys is your daily interest accrual. So, inside of your Nelnet account, you want to click on My Loans. And then you want to go in here and you want to look at your total daily interest accrual. And the reason why I found it was really, really helpful or important to look at this is it's easy to not realize how much interest is actually going towards your loan. And for example, with my loan, I am on the standard repayment plan right now. That's what I asked to be put on. However, the standard repayment plan, to my knowledge, was 10 years, right? So in my mind, if I'm making the minimum monthly payment, right, these loans are going to be paid off in 10 years. That is not correct for my situation, because what they actually did was put me on a 25-year payment plan. I didn't ask for that. I didn't know that. I got absolutely no notification that that is what they did. All I did was realize that the math wasn't mathing, and the minimum monthly payment that they gave me, there was no way that that was going to pay things off in 10 years. So I started looking at the interest accruing daily, the total balance, to figure out that, yep, nope, that's not correct. Because I have graduate loans, they did go ahead and push me onto a 25-year repayment plan, which I do not want to pay on these for 25 years. But essentially, the frustration that I have experienced comes from there's not good communication. There's not good and transparent, clear expectations in terms of you will pay this much each month. It'll be paid off here. Here's how much interest you're getting. So it's really important that you open up your account and you look at your information and you educate yourself, because they are not going to give you any more information than what they have to. And believe me, I have called them, I've emailed, I've done a lot of different things. They're not advocating for you. So this is why I'm saying open up your account, look at your loans, and really pay attention to the information that's there. So looking at my account here, what we can see is that my account balance is actually accruing daily interest of $13.56. That's insane. That's more than a coffee, right? It's crazy, which is why when I saw that, I was like super motivated to, I need to pay these off. We need to get this under control. We need to stop the hemorrhaging. It's crazy. I will do a separate video for you guys on how much I actually took out, because when I saw how much interest was coming in here and I saw what my current balance was and how much interest is being accrued, I wanted to know how much did I actually borrow versus what is actually needing to be paid back at this point. It's crazy to say the least. It's crazy. I will walk you through that, but essentially it's almost double what I actually borrowed. And that stems from me not understanding how subsidized versus unsubsidized worked, and also just I didn't have the money when I was doing my bachelor's program to take what I needed out for my books and testing fees and things like that, and make payments at that time. So that's another video, another time. We'll talk about that. But for now, um, what I wanted you guys to look at was daily interest accrued. Go look at that. Also, one thing that I started doing is actually tracking my balance every day. So you don't have to do this, especially if it stresses you out. I don't want people to do things that make them more stressed, right? I wanted to do it because I want to keep an eye on that balance and hold myself accountable to like, hey, like we really need to take care of these because they are growing faster than what I can keep up with. So that's just what I'm doing. I have a spreadsheet where I'm writing down the balance each day of the principal amount, the accrued interest, the total overall balance, so that it's very clear like how much these are growing. The more important tip, though, that I have for you, aside from just being aware of what your daily interest is and what your current balance is, and also when your loan will be paid off based on the minimum payment that they've given you. Because again, mine was set to the standard repayment plan, which is 10 years. And even though that is what I applied for, that is what I got documentation back on being put into was the standard repayment plan, they actually put me into a 25-year repayment plan. I am grateful because the payment was really, really high. And so having it at this lower rate allows me a little bit more flexibility to make that determination on when I'm going to put the extra money in there, right? Like I don't have to have it automatically every single time it pulls out. So that's not a bad thing. It's just, again, they should have told you that, because if I was different, right? And I just trusted them and I thought, okay, I make this $635 every single month for 10 years and these are going to be paid off, and I didn't do the math, I would be pretty pissed in 10 years to find out that I have made hardly any progress because of how high my daily interest is, as well as I've got 15 more years at that point to pay it off. Like, that would not be a good feeling. So I don't want anyone else to be paying on these for years and years and years thinking, I'm so close to getting these down, and they are not, because they're not transparent on how these loans and payments work.